Hello, YouTube. What is going on, guys? It is GZTV. The moment you've all been waiting for. We have started Season 8 of Dexter. Pretty exciting time. This is a pretty exciting show. And given what happened at the end of last season, man, I couldn't be more excited for this episode. So we're going to somewhat quickly summarize it. I got to go eat lunch. I got to go watch The Walking Dead. I got to edit my Lucky video. I'm also going to be trying to buy that. Shout out to Canvas Don. I'm going to be trying to buy that Uzi minifigure. If I don't get it, it is what it is. But, yeah, summary, So the episode opens with brief scenes of Dexter as he flies a kite with Harrison, strikes a blood-spattered head, dismembers a victim, attends a kid's soccer game, departs to go bowling, smiles at a sex partner, and observes a dying flowering plant, a gift from Hannah. So we're kind of, there's a lapse, a little bit, I don't know how long, like 6 months maybe. There's like a little time lapse, and they're like showing what he's been doing, what he's been up to, kind of the usual life. It's not like Dexter lives out of the ordinary. I mean, he's a murderer, but besides that, there's nothing like a crisis to help define who you are, is kind of what Dexter thinks to himself, as he has one of those legendary monologues. I mean, you have to have one of those to open up a season. It's almost guaranteed. So at a park, Dexter attends the dedication of a memorial bench in Maria's honor, and Batista and all of them are like, really? A bench? She was our captain. She helped us solve all sorts of cases, and yeah, she got a little bit in over their heads, but yeah. So Dexter kind of, I don't know. So that happens, blah, blah, blah. So in a room at the Pink Motel in Fort Lauderdale, Deborah is snorting cocaine with a man with whom she seems to be romantically involved, and yeah, you wonder as you're watching the beginning of the episode, like, where the hell is Deb? But obviously, like, you have to assume that Deb hasn't forgiven Dexter for making her make a choice there. And yeah, and soon we find out that this guy that she's romantically involved with is actually a guy she's supposed to be bringing into the station. She's kind of like on a spy mission or whatever. When Deb doesn't answer her phone, Dexter drops by her beach house and finds a pile of mail outside her door. Yeah, she hasn't been to her house in forever. She's been chasing this guy in this case for, I'm assuming, months now. Like, we don't know, We don't have a great sense of time, having skipped ahead a little bit. Dexter goes to Deb's new place of employment, Elway Investigations. He's asking her employer, her boss, Jacob Elway, like, where she's been, and he tells him she's on this case where she's trying to, it's a smash and grab, she's trying to find this guy named Andrew Briggs, and yeah, when you give him a name, Dexter's going to know where she's at now. Dexter's called to a crime scene where a man's corpse is lying near a body of water, and the second the first crime scene happens in Season 8, you're like, well, oh shit, this is going to be the next killer for the season. Now, we don't really find out who that is. We don't really get that storyline going because we're busy, trying to get Dexter or Deborah back to reality. Like, you can't just go have romantic relationships with criminals, you know what I mean? Dexter again tries to call Deb only to hear the user's mailbox is full. I mean, he does this multiple times in the episode, after they kind of do the criminal investigation at the scene. While in his lab, Dexter investigates Andrew Briggs, unaware that Deb is sleeping with him. He's thinking, oh, this is just a guy she's, like, still pursuing. Like, she's been out for a while. He's kind of, he stole $500,000 in jewelry. He's assaulted people. He skipped his bail. All this stuff. So after a half-hour drive, Dexter arrives at a market called El Mercado. They're in Fort Lauderdale. He's trying to find his sister Deborah and ask her what the fuck is going on. And they have this, like, dispute, and he walks off, and she tells Briggs that he's some loser. Like, he doesn't even matter to her anymore. And I mean, I don't blame Deb. I mean, what the hell? Dexter is, ever since, like, the end of Season 6, start of Season 7, Dexter's put her through hell. She's already been through enough hell with, being with the ice truck killer. What's his name? Lundy dying. All this shit. As Dexter drives back to Miami, he won't accept that Deb hates him. Like, he's her brother. He doesn't want to accept that. Like, he's helped her. She's helped him throughout each other's lives. Yeah. Suddenly, an inconsiderate driver changes lanes and pulls in front of him, and Dexter fucking loses it. We've seen him do this a couple of times in the show, when he was out on that island with that dude and he, like, killed him. like in the shop. You know, he's done this a couple of times on the show. This is nothing new. It's not like he's this all the way peaceful guy that just kills bad guys. Like, no, he has a dark passenger. He has an angry side to him. A young boy's in the back, and he's like, okay, I can't like hurt this guy. Quinn and Jamie are secretly dating, which is interesting. I mean, it's kind of building off the series, or the season finale from last season. They kind of get a little intimate with each other, so I guess you assume there's something going on. Angel gets home. It's probably not a good idea to have sex at your sergeant's house. Quinn does not think too much. I mean, he's probably one of the dumber characters in the show, but hey, he's still appealing. He's still a cool character. At a briefing, Deputy Chief Matthews introduces Dr. Evelyn Vogel, a neuropsychiatrist, to the homicide department, and they've like known each other for years, and she's trying to help them with the case, give them some insight. And anytime something like this happens, everyone's like super hesitant at first because they're like, no, get her the fuck out of here. This is our job. We want to solve the case. And like, yeah, because they get paid for it, but also like some of these people are really prideful about their jobs, like genuinely. It's quite a thrill. And we're going to learn more about this Evelyn Vogel throughout the episode. She is a very smart person. She's probably one of the smartest characters. She might even be smarter than Dexter. And that's what we needed for a final season. And she's going to bring that, I think. Dexter immediately researches Evelyn Vogel, MD, PhD. So yeah, she's really smart. She's a lecturer. She's published 3 books about serial killers, giving them Sal Price vibes, but not like a fucking idiot that does it for the media. Angel gives Dexter a vase that Maria always had in her office, even though it's clear that Dexter doesn't want it. And Dexter blurts out something that he shouldn't have, almost being a little too honest with Batista that she didn't leave things alone and that's why she died. Deb is lying in bed while Briggs snorts cocaine from a knife. There's this like El Sapo character around that's like wanting his drugs. It's a fence, but then they realize he's a hitman eventually in this episode, so that's going to create an interesting dynamic. Dr. Vogel requests to see Dexter in the morgue, and he finds her examining Bailey's brain. And she turns this into like an interrogation session. And, you know, like they're talking about their careers. You know, they're both tied in with murder. The Bay Harbor Butcher, you know, asking about dogs. It's really like unusual that this guy would be a murderer. He has no traits of that. But yeah, Dexter hurries to Matthew's office and asks about Dr. Vogel. He's getting suspicious about her. I mean, not because like she's doing weird shit, but because she's probably going to be on his case sooner than later. Like she's asking him questions that kind of imply some things. And Dr. Matthews says she's smart, trust her, she's going to help you on this case. If you have anything, let her know, you know. And we know that Dexter's probably not going to do that because he likes going after crime scenes on his own, even after what Deborah said. And Deborah's not even involved with the homicide department right now. So, yeah. Quinn tells Dexter that he can't reach Deb. Like, I mean, everyone's been trying to reach Deb the entire episode, and they just can't do it. So, they're starting to get a little worried for her. You know, she talked to him about El Sapo. Yeah. Jamie drops off Harrison at the station so she can spend the night with Quinn and get a night off. I mean, she does deserve it. And Dexter's in his office with Harrison. So that night, Briggs and Deb are smoking pot and watching cartoons when El Sapo calls. You know, they stop by the motel with the money. They're going to plan to sell the drugs tonight. All this stuff. Briggs tells Deb to stay low, and he's going to bring his gun in case. Dexter looks up El Sapo and discovers that his real name is Javier Guzman, and he starts to reveal the truth about this El Sapo guy. He's a hitman. He's not a fence. He's not a guy looking for drugs. He wants to fucking kill this Briggs guy. You know? And Dexter's not gonna... Harrison, you know, obviously fucking around on his chair, also breaks the vase, and Dexter gets pissed, and he apologizes. Dexter grabs Harrison and heads to his car. And he realizes this guy's going to be out to kill them, so they have to get to the scene quick. You know, he gets to Quinn's apartment, he asks him where the hell she's going, tells him the pink motel, and we're off to the races. Dexter has no choice but to bring Harrison to the motel with him. He can't drop him by the house by himself. But, I mean, he leaves him in his car by himself anyway, so I don't know what the hell the difference was of that. Hearing them, Deborah and Dexter kind of have a confrontation at the motel, and Briggs hears them argue. He opens the door, steps outside. He's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Um, and Dexter like would be civil with this guy, but A, he's a criminal, and B, he's just fucking sick of it. Like, this guy needs to shut the fuck up. Like, this is his sister. Be quiet. And he fucking kills him, and another boyfriend that Deborah watches get killed. I mean, it's fucking crazy, man. Deborah's gone through a lot. Deb still won't go with Dexter and refuses to let him hide the body. She's going to call it in as a homicide. They're not going to hide this murder. It's someone she loved. Maybe she won't rat Dexter out, but she still wants him to open an investigation. Dexter panics when he returns to his car and finds Harrison missing. And yeah. He finds his son quickly. I thought there was going to be like a chase involved. I think that would have made that a little interesting, that ending. But he finds Harrison, picks him up. There's blood. He gets it on the fucking toy or whatever, his animal. Yeah. Deborah tells the police that she returned to the motel after getting a sandwich to find Briggs dead. So she makes it act like someone just came in and murdered him and she didn't see what happened. So, yeah, good job on Dexter not snitching. At home, Dexter tries unsuccessfully to wash out the blood from Harrison's stuffed dog toy so people don't see that there's fucking blood on a kid's toy when they walk into his house. And Deborah realizes that she has a lead on the jury, too, with this incident. Dr. Vogel approaches Dexter while he's sitting on Maria's bench. He tells her that it's not a good time, so she leaves him a large envelope. Inside are several gory drawings that Dexter made as a child. He chases her down and pins her against a wall. I mean, kids can have violent thoughts, like, you know what I mean? He demands to know what she wants and reveals his danger side. Vogel tells Dexter that he can't kill her. When he asks why not, she simply says, because I don't fit Harrison's code, and walks away. So Dexter's stuck in a really shitty situation here. Kind of like last season with LaGuerta chasing him, and he doesn't want to kill LaGuerta because she's their captain. She ends up dying, but all this stuff. So now, he can't kill Vogel because people are going to get suspicious. And Vogel could possibly, but at the same time, if he doesn't kill Vogel, she could possibly, rat him out to the police. Oh my god. It's such a fucked up situation, and it's something we're going to watch unravel throughout the season. What a crazy ending to this episode. These last 2 episodes have been fantastic, but on that note, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I have another video coming out today, obviously the Lucky review. We're going to get the edited video posted, and then, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stream during the day. If I have time, I will, but most likely I'll probably stream from 7 to 12. I'll stream